Govardhana-leela from the Garga-samhita, Part 1, Sri Giriraj Puja Vidhi, the worship of Sri Giriraj. Sri Bahulashva said, "Why did Lord Krishna lift Govardhan hill, just as a child playfully lifts a mushroom? O best of sages, please tell me that wonderful and glorious transcendental pastime of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Narada Muni said, "As citizens pay an annual tax to their king, so the Gopas, at the end of each monsoon season, offered a tribute to King Indra. Noticing the arrangements for the Indra Yajna, Krishna asked a question of his father, King Nanda, as the other Gopas listened. 'My dear father, what is the result of this worship of Indra? Do they say it brings a material result or a spiritual result?' 'My dear son, worship of Indra Deva brings both sense gratification and liberation, and without it, a person cannot be happy in this world.' 'My dear father, I disagree with you. Indra and the other demigods enjoy living in Swargaloka because of their past karma, and when their good karma is exhausted, they once again enter the world of human beings. So please understand that worshiping demigods does not bring liberation, for even the demigod Brahma is afraid of that karma. So what may be said of the fruitive workers on this earth? Those who are actually wise say that endless time is the most powerful, the supreme. With all their heart, renouncing all material pious results, those who are actually wise take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and worship Him with the best of their pious deeds. They, and not anyone else, attain final liberation. So, first worship the cows, brahmanas, and demigods, and then make a great offering to Govardhan Hill. That offering is the king of all yajnas, sacrifices, and is also very dear to me. But if you do not desire to make that offering, then yate shasi tata karu. Do whatever you wish." Now among them, the elderly Gopa Sananda, who thoroughly knew the real principles of religion, became very pleased. Sananda spoke to Krishna as the bewildered Nanda listened. "O dear son of Nanda, you are wealthy with a great treasury of transcendental knowledge. Please tell us truthfully how Govardhan should be worshipped." "Yes, a person who controls their senses and engages in devotional service should collect the ingredients for the worship and anoint Govardhan Hill with cow dung. As one chants the mantras for the thousand-headed Purusha, bathe Govardhan with Ganga water and Yamuna water, along with other brahmanas. Next, one should bathe Govardhan Hill with streams of white milk, pancha amrita, fragrant flowers, and once again with Yamuna water. Then one should offer splendid garments, food, a great throne, many garlands and ornaments, as well as many lamps. After that, one should circumambulate Govardhan Hill, offer obeisances, and with folded hands recite the following mantra: Namo Vrindavanankaya, Tubhyang Goloka Mauline, Purna Brahmata Patraya, Namo Govardhanaya Cha. Obeisances to you, who are Goloka's crown, and the lap where Vrindavan forest grows. Obeisances to Govardhan Hill, the Supreme Personality of Godhead's very own parasol. Next, one should offer a handful of flowers, and then, as mridangas, karatals, and other musical instruments make sweet sounds, one should offer arati to Govardhan Hill. One should also chant this mantra from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Vedaham etang purushang mahantam, aditya varnang tamasa purastat, tameva viditvati mrityum eti, nanyak panta vidyate yanaya. I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness, and only one who knows Him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. And there is no other way for liberation other than this knowledge of the Supreme Person. One should then throw a shower of grains. In this way, one should worship Govardhan Hill. With great faith, one should then place a hill of food near Govardhan. One should next offer various cups of Ganga and Yamuna water mixed with tulsi leaves. With a peaceful heart, one should serve Govardhan Hill by offering it Chapan Bhog, a feast of 56 kinds of food. With fragrant flowers, one should worship the fire gods, brahmanas, cows, and demigods. After feeding the exalted brahmanas with fragrant and delicious foods, one should also give excellent foods to the others, even down to the dog-eaters. One should have the gopas and gopis dance among the cows and also call out, Jai! 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 In this way, one should perform a festival to worship Govardhan Hill. So, year after year, a person who elaborately worships Govardhan Hill attains all happiness in this life and liberation in the next. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Giri Govardhan 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 Giri Govardhan. Govardhana-leela, taken from the Sri Garga-samhita, Part 2, Sri Giriraj Mahotsav, the great festival of Sri Giriraj. Sri Narada said, after hearing Sri Krishna's words, Nanda, Sananda, and the other Gopa rulers of Braja were filled with wonder. Abandoning what they had already done, they performed the worship of Govardhan Hill. O King of Mithila Bahulashva, taking many offerings, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and their two sons, Krishna and Balaram, as well as Gargamuni, all eager and joyful, went to worship Govardhan Hill. Quickly climbing on a wonderfully decorated great elephant who was chained with golden shackles, Nanda Maharaj went to the edge of Govardhan Hill with the many cows and the wealth of the autumn harvest. Nanda looked like Indra himself, accompanied by his beloved Shachi Devi. Bringing the ingredients for the performance of sacrifice, the Nandas, Upanandas, and Vrishabhanus, along with their wives, children, and grandchildren, all went to Govardhan Hill. Dressed in splendid garments and jewel ornaments, and eager as a chakora bird or a bumblebee, as she rode in a palanquin with her friends, Sri Radha looked like Sachi Devi herself. O King Bahulashva, nicely decorated, gracefully moving two beautiful chamara fans, accompanied by millions of gopi friends, and their faces splendid as two moons, Radha's best friends, Lalita and Vishaka, gloriously stood by Radha's side. Then Rama, Viraja, Madhavi, Maya, Yamuna, and Ganga, accompanied by groups of gopis, also arrived. In their previous births, these gopis had been either the women of Mithila, the women of Kosala, the personified Vedas, the great sages, the women of Ayodhya, the Yagyasitas, the women of the forest, women of the highest Vaikuntha realm, the women of various effulgent realms, the women of Dhruvaloka and Lokachala, Lakshmi's friends, all splendid with 3 transcendental virtues, the women riding in airplanes, vines, and plants, the Jalandharis, the daughters of the ocean, the daughters of King Barhishmati, the women of Sutala Loka, the Apsaras, and all the Serpent King's daughters. But now, taking birth as girls of Braja, nicely decorated, and their hands splendid with many offerings, all approached Govardhan Hill. Then came the Gopas, adolescents and boys, dressed in yellow garments, wearing turbans, crowned with peacock feathers, decorated with beautiful necklaces, gunja berries, and forest garlands, and holding new flutes and sticks. O King Bahulashva, hearing of the Govardhan festival from my mouth, carrying Ganga in his matted locks, wearing a necklace of skulls, his body anointed with the powder of bones, decorated with a necklace and bracelets of many snakes, reeling from having drunk dhatura poison, accompanied by Parvati and also his own many associates, riding on his carrier Nandi, Lord Shiva came to the circle of Govardhan Hill. Many thousands of Rajarshis, Vipra Rishis, Sura Rishis, Siddheshas, Yogeshwaras, Paramahamsas, and Brahmanas all came to see the festival of Govardhan Hill. O king, the stones of Govardhan Hill were actually jewels. Its many peaks were golden, and its form splendid with intoxicated bees, beautiful caves, and swiftly flowing streams. Indeed, Govardhan Hill was like a great elephant. Then, manifesting human-like forms and bearing auspicious gifts in their hands, the mountain kings, headed by Mount Meru and Mount Himalaya, offered their respectful obeisances, bowing down to the human-like form of Govardhan Hill. Following Krishna's instruction, Nanda, the king of Vraja, had many Brahmanas worship Govardhan Hill. Then Nanda himself worshipped the Brahmanas, fire gods, and cows. And then Nanda Maharaj gave a very opulent offering himself to Govardhan. Pleased by the earnestly singing Nandas, Upanandas, Vrishabhanus, Gopas, and Gopis, Lord Krishna himself circumambulated Govardhan Hill, the king of mountains. And as the demigods showered flowers and the Vrajavasis showered grains, Govardhan, the great king of the kings of the kings of mountains, glistened with great glory, as if it were a great monarch in the midst of a sacrifice. Manifesting a gigantic form different from his own, Lord Krishna appeared from the midst of Govardhan Hill, and he declared, "I am Govardhan." And then Krishna began to eat the entire hill of food that was offered. Seeing Govardhan Hill's great power and opulence, and their hearts full of joy and wonder, all the Gopas and Gopis asked Govardhan Hill to grant them a benediction. "Now knowing that you are the deity worshipped by the kings of mountains, Nanda's son Krishna has shown us your true nature. So please grant that day after day our relatives, friends, and cows may prosper." Manifesting a handsome divine form, decorated with a crown and armlets, Govardhan Hill said, "So be it," and then suddenly disappeared. The Nandas, Upanandas, Vrishabhanus, Balaram, Suchandra, King Vrishabhanu, King Nanda, Krishna, all the Gopas, Gopis, and cows, the Brahmins, the Siddhas, and the Yogeshwaras, headed by Lord Shiva, as well as everyone else, bowed down and worshiped Govardhan. Then, happy at heart, and all their desires fulfilled, they returned to their own homes. In this way, O Bahulashva, I have described to you Sri Krishna Chandra's transcendental pastime of offering a great festival to worship Govardhan Hill. This wonderful and purifying narration frees the people from the greatest of sins. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasodanandana Gopi Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Girivarad Hari Girivarad Hari Girivarad Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Govardhana-leela, taken from the Garga-samhita, Part 3, Sri Govardhana-udarana, the lifting of Sri Govardhan. Sri Narada then continued, "When Indra heard from my mouth that his sacrifice had been stopped, and a festival for Govardhan was being performed in its place, Indra became furious. Unleashing the Samvartaka clouds, which are used at the time of cosmic destruction, Indra sent them to destroy Vraja. The clouds thundered with anger. There were many wonderful colors, some black, some yellow, some green, some the color of the Indragopa insect, some the color of camphor, and some the color of blue lotus flowers. Furious, they showered raindrops as big as elephants and thunderbolts as big as the trunks of an elephant. Big as mountain peaks, millions of rocks fell. The wind blew away many trees and houses. O King of Mithila, the earth was filled with ferocious, terrifying, and devastating sounds of thunder. The entire universe, with its 7 planetary systems and the expanse of outer space, echoed with the sounds of thunder. Even the elephants holding up the directions trembled. Stars fell to the circle of the earth. Wishing to save themselves, the Gopas and their families, with the children in front, ran to Nanda's palace. Terrified, the people of Vraja bowed down before the 2 supreme lords, Krishna and Balaram, taking shelter of them and surrendering. O Balaram, Balaram, O mighty armed Balaram! Hey, Krishna, Krishna, O master of Vraja! Save your people from these calamities brought by Indradeva. For it was only on your word that we stopped the Indra Yagya and offered a festival for Govardhan Hill. But now Indra is angry. Oh, what should we do? What should we do? Please tell us." Seeing the Gopas, Gopis, cows, calves, and all of Gokula very upset, Sri Krishna spoke to the residents of Vrindavan in a calm and peaceful tone. "Do not be afraid. Now, along with your dependents, we should all go to Govardhan Hill. He accepted our worship, and so he will certainly protect us." After speaking these words, Lord Krishna went, along with all of the townspeople, to Govardhan Hill. And lifting Govardhan, Krishna playfully held it aloft with only his left hand. And just as a child effortlessly holds a mushroom, or as an elephant holds a lotus, so Sri Krishna, the Prince of Vraja, and the kind Supreme Personality of Godhead, held Govardhan Hill. "O my father, mother, O kings of the Gopas, take your relatives, associates, household paraphernalia, wealth and cows, and come beneath this hill, for there is no need for you to fear Indra." So when they heard Krishna's words, the Gopas took their families, cows, and household paraphernalia and took shelter under the hill of Govardhan. O King Bahulashva, when Krishna asked, Balaram and all the cowherder boys steadied the hill with their sticks. Seeing that a great flood of water was coming, in his mind Krishna ordered Lord Shesha and his Sudarshana Chakra to also come underneath Govardhan. Brilliant as 10 million suns, Sudarshana Chakra hovered above Govardhan and drank up the falling streams of water, just as Agastya Muni once drank up the ocean. Coiling himself around Govardhan, Sheshanag stopped the incoming flood, just as the shoreline stops the waters of an ocean. For 7 days, Krishna steadily held up Govardhan Hill. As if they had become chakora birds, the stunned Gopas gazed at Lord Krishna Chandra. But, mounting his maddened elephant Airavata, and accompanied by his armies, furious Indra went to the circle of Brajadam. Wishing to destroy Nanda's village, Indra threw his thunderbolt from far away, but Krishna suddenly paralyzed both the thunderbolt and the arm which threw it. Now terrified, Indra fled with all the demigods and the Sangvartaka clouds, as if Indra were an elephant wounded by a lion. Then suddenly the sun rose. The clouds were now gone, the winds stopped, and the streams carried very little water. The ground dried up, the sky became clear, and the animals and birds became happy once again. And by Krishna's order, the Gopas, taking their wealth and cows with them, slowly emerged from underneath Govardhan. Then the lifter of Govardhan Hill said to his friends, "Go out now." But they replied to Krishna, "You go first. We will hold Govardhan with our own strength." Lord Krishna shifted half of Govardhan's weight to the talkative Gopa boys, but that burden made the Gopa boys fall to the ground, devastated. With one hand, Krishna picked them all up, and then, as everyone watched, with a playful flourish, Krishna put down Govardhan Hill exactly where it was before. The Gopas and Gopis, now understanding that Nanda's son was actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they worshiped Krishna, showering him with unbroken grains of rice. They offered Krishna many foods made with milk and yogurt, and humbly bowed down before him. O King Bahulashva, then Nanda, Yashoda, Rohini, and the Gopa elders headed by Sananda, all embraced Krishna, giving him great wealth. And filled with kindness and love, they uttered many benedictions, blessing him. Singing, dancing, and playing musical instruments, the residents of Vraja approached Krishna and worshipped him. In this way, all their desires were fulfilled. The jubilant demigods then showered beautiful flowers grown in the beautiful Nandana gardens, and Gandharvas and Siddhas from the higher planets sang the glories of Sri Krishna, now famous as the lifter of Govardhana hill.